I'm Michaela. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I pack and ship plants for my Etsy shop. Yeah, that's Bernadette growling because if you can believe it, the neighbors have the nerve to be moving today. The nerve. But she's taking care of it. Aren't you? So the first plant I'm gonna pack up is this Hoya Mathilde. And the first thing I do is just put polyfill around the top of the soil and then tape it down so that the soil isn't spilling and the plant isn't coming out of the pot. Here's the bag I keep my polyfill in. My grandma made it and it's so cute. I think usually, or not I think, usually we use them for like trash bag holders in the kitchen. It's really cute. This one's for polyfill. It's just like some fabric with some elastic at the end so I can get it out easily. And yeah, so cute. Thank you, Grandma. Okay, so this particular plant is getting sent with a heat pack, so I'll show you what I do differently for that as opposed to no heat pack. Also, I know people have expressed to me that it is somewhat difficult to get into my plant packages. And I respect that, I understand. However, I would much prefer that you have a little bit of a hard time getting into it than having the plant potentially not make it or be damaged. So it just is what it is when you're ordering plants online. So I'm putting polyfill around this to cushion the plant and kind of hold in some of the temperature as well. Also taping the top shut. Okay, so I've got my box built and it's just a USPS priority mail medium flat rate box, and I do most of my plant shipping via USPS, and that's purely out of convenience, just because of where the post office is in comparison to my house. But I've also shipped plants UPS, and I've had only good experiences with that. I've never tried FedEx to ship plants with, but if you have, let me know in the comments what your experience was. Okay, so since this plant is getting a heat pack, I'm just putting this reflective bubble wrap stuff around it. So I'm making like a little cooler so the heat doesn't all escape. So I'm just gonna tape this down. I think this stuff, it's called Reflectix, and I'll link the stuff that I used in the description. I think by itself it has like, and I could be wrong, but I think it has like an R value of like 5.5. So definitely better than plain cardboard. Okay, so next I'm gonna prepare the heat pack, and these are the ones that I'm using. They're the 72-hour ones. If you plan to use these, just make sure you read the directions on the specific one that you buy. So I've gotten this brand 72 hours, and the directions have varied on the ones that I've used. So like this one, it says you have to put it on the side wall, but I've also used some that say don't put them on the side wall. So just make sure you're reading the directions. I don't know why they vary. I don't know if I got like older models or something, but it can vary. So don't just do what I'm doing. This is what this one calls for. And it might be that this one has an adhesive back. And I'm just wrapping it in paper. And I want the side with the red stripe to be up. And I'm wrapping it loosely. And I'm just gonna stick it on the side wall here. And tape it down. And then next, I'm going to go ahead and put the plant in. And once it's in here, I'm gonna tape it down again. So yeah, it is a lot of tape, but taping the plant to the box is definitely a lesson that I learned the hard way. So they will, even if you have a lot of packaging around it, it's gonna get thrown around for whatever reason. So the less that it's like sloshing around in the box, the less likely you are to have damage to the plant. So yeah, I know these are probably really, if you've ordered from me, you probably know the struggle of freeing the plant from this environment that I create for them. But I just want you to get a plant that's not damaged, so. Okay. And then even though this heat pack is wrapped up, you want to make sure there's paper in between the plant and the heat pack because it can damage your plant. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add in a little thank you card and a little sticker with the packing slip. Close off our little lunch box here. And I don't know what it is about these boxes. Sometimes they don't shut. So that right there is why we have stuff covering that. And then I'm gonna put this fragile sticker on there in hopes that they will be careful with it. But honestly, any picture that I have seen of the box that someone has received, it has been really beat up. And I'm gonna go ahead and tape the label on off camera. Okay, so next plant I'm gonna be packing up is one without a heat pack, so I'll just show you what I do a little bit differently for that. And something I forgot to mention earlier is you want to make sure that the plant is well watered but not soaked, especially if it's cold. The best insulator for your roots is going to be moist soil, so you never want to ship a plant just like dry as a bone. Okay, so this one is getting shipped without a heat pack, so I'm just putting it directly in with, or wrapping it directly with the Reflectix. And I am trying to make sure that none of the leaves get bent or anything, and they're well cushioned so that they don't break. Sometimes it almost seems like it's unavoidable though to not bend the leaves. So I mean, it is worth noting that I do my best here, but sometimes it is like, you have to realize that this is kind of an odd thing to be doing, is mailing plants to people. So all things considered, it may be a little different than going to like a garden center or something, but I mean, personally, I like to buy plants online better. It just seems like the sellers almost have to put a little bit more care into it to compete with in-person plant shops. So yeah, I don't know. And if I'm not wrapping it, like putting the bubble wrap around the box, I just try to make sure that every part of the plant is protected from just the exterior walls of the box. Still taping it down. I do that no matter what. I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring in the background, but she is really sawing logs. Also, there's a little bit of a different quality now because I'm on my phone. Several people have asked me what this stuff is and have been very concerned. It's just perlite. It's very coarse perlite. Algae on perlite is normal. These plants are grown in a greenhouse, so it's not something weird growing in the soil. It's just perlite. Understand that ordering plants is not without risks. We're gonna have to try this again. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the packing portion of the video. There were a few things that I wanted to address. The first of which being heat packs. I always recommend them to people if your daytime temperatures in your area are below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know the Celsius conversion off the top of my head. I'll probably look it up and put it on the screen, but I'm in the US, so that's what I use. So yeah, below 40 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, I would strongly recommend a heat pack. If it is just extremely cold where you are, I would not recommend ordering plants at all, to be honest. I've had really good luck with this method of shipping. So like for instance, I sent a plant to Des Moines and it sat outside overnight accidentally in like 20-degree weather and it ended up being okay. So, and that did not have a heat pack. But then I've actually only lost one plant this winter and it is a subscriber, and I am so sorry your plant didn't make it. I feel really bad. But it was a Hoya Sunrise with a heat pack and I think it was just too cold. And Hoya Sunrises are not known for being good shippers anyway. So like if it's gonna be like below 20 degrees, the heat pack is probably not even going to work, because if it freezes, they don't work anymore. So just be aware of your weather conditions when you are ordering plants. Where I live, it is pretty mild. So like during the day, it almost always is in the 40s or 50s. There are a few exceptions, and then it does get cold at night. But I find that the nighttime temperatures really don't matter as much. I think because no matter the carrier, they are storing things inside overnight. And I usually either use like fragile stickers or live plant stickers. So I don't think they're like loading them into trucks overnight and letting them sit. So that's kind of why I say daytime temperatures. And then, oh, and sometimes I don't do like I'm gonna call it the lunchbox method if I have a heat pack. Sometimes I will just wrap the plant like I did the other one, and it seems to work really well. It's just kind of something I'm testing out, and honestly, it doesn't seem to be much different. All the plants seem to be alive as I'm sending them out. Like I said, we've lost one plant this winter, knock on wood. And the way I ship plants is not the only good way to do it. There are a lot of good ways to ship plants, and there's a lot of bad ways too. This is just the way I do it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Queen City Tropicals, and I'll see you again soon.